And one of the key factors of lessons that I learned from my parents and what I've even really instilled has been instilled from my family's culture and the backgrounds that have helped me basically instill the values and how I've contributed well into the public is about three critical three critical lessons factors that my parents who have raised me into the well-rounded family, and we grew up very good enriched family dynamic of appreciating the life, the livelihoods of people's living and what they do for a living, the careers, the work is really grateful just the way and how critical the lessons are, and what we mainly learn from, and what's really also been preached on in dinner conversations that we've had as a family. And really a big thanks to the parents, because I mean, mom and dad figures having a family is very important, and a great even a lesson that's really helped us teach about why most people have grown up in some broken families, because as a result of just bad habits or just because of how badly that some families have been treated psychologically. But going back to from the family structure and the lessons that I've learned: work hard, pick up after yourself, and be kind to everybody. The critical lessons that even both mom and dad have to want to do their best to instill, because they've learned a lot from their parents, they've learned from their grandparents, and what they've been able to pass down, the qualities and the likes of what is more important, so that we can appreciate a kinder and a more from a gentle approach when we talk to people, for example, right? You know, it's just as well as easy for us to take granted for it and to jump to the gun and to be able to wrongfully label someone because of their race, their color, their creed. What intentionally, when we take these lessons, and I took these lessons critically because it was just as important for me to understand other people's perspectives and their learning habits, but their weaknesses even yet prevailed for them to be winners. And one of the critical things that, of course, we never really sometimes paid attention to is, yes, some of the values. I myself pulled every strength of the string to pay attention to the values that really were instilled from my mom and dad, because there's the critical lessons that we had to learn from it. Even though I sometimes didn't listen to it because I was such a hard-headed kid, more active in sports, but also even academically inclined to still apply to whatever academic lessons were taught. But most importantly, the lessons that were really taught from home was how it carried me to the academics of school, college, sports, and activities in the scouts, and even in the careers and career fields that I've been into, my travels that I've been to, places that I traveled in between Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, and places in Washington State. Just a various number of places and culture of ethnic things of food, cuisine, culture of people who have been able to appreciate what their experience has been. And then the life lessons that, of course, what has helped me to apply to how well it's prevailed to help me carry forward today. Being kind is another one. Working hard and picking up after yourself. Never want to have to consider or surround yourself with picking up after someone. I think it's annoying, first thing, because you don't want to spend too much of your time picking up after someone who is already just as well as more responsible for them to do it themselves. They're capable, right? When you're capable, you can do it. You can just as well as be capable enough to pick up after yourself. It's just as no any different than trying to taking that capability to be kind to others. Whether you don't want to or not, do your best to do it. And work hard at the same time. Work hard, be kind, and pick up after yourself. Critical things that I take forward. And it's more important to even move forward with it. Because at the end of the day, we're here to accomplish the same goal. The goals that we've written for, some of the goals that we've written for a long time, but we are contributing effectively and really one of the most marketable enterprises and really the American economy. In whatever country that you live in, whether you're in Switzerland, Sweden, Spain, carry the critical lessons that we've learned in our family bloodhoods, on our family fundamentals into the world. And then, in the meantime, we can just as well as contribute more from a fair share contributive effort, be more producers than just haters. We don't want to end up being hated towards another. Obviously, because we're going to get hated, right? Because of the good things that we're trying to do. Because of jealousy, we grow envious to it. But one of the critical things that we look back is to really the basics of how we learn from our home front. Being kind, working hard, picking up after yourself. The critical things that, of course, you probably might remember learning from the dinner table. You know, one of the things that actually even I remember to this day was when we've had to be hospitable to the guests. When mom and dad normally would host dinners or party gatherings or things of family function natures. You know, any time out of the year, we always spend Christmas with family in Ohio. We traveled to Ohio to really express our gratitude, our thanks, and our best things of, most of the things that we really appreciate is to be able to see our family, but carry the lessons that we learned for. Even though at times, some of my brothers in the family might have taken granted for it, but in the long run, it caught on. It actually caught on to me because, as an example, I learned from it. As a younger brother in the family, the youngest kid in the family, to have seen the resemblance and all the challenges and adversity that the family had to persevere through. Now, with today's current situation and having so we're so scattered about, we try to take those critical lessons, try to embody the resemblance in the examples of how you can want to basically contribute. Setting the example, be kind, work hard, pick up after yourself. Take those critical lessons and maybe you can even just as well elaborate and share to those you care about the most. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.